What's going on out there in YouTube land? First live I've tried. I did a little jab at it a bit of time ago, and I'm just sort of learning this new technology and stuff. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I just thought I'd give this technology a little bit of a try. It's the morning here. I'm in my office up here in Alpine, and yeah, it's really fun learning all this new technology. Pretty crazy. Maybe you're probably seeing this on a replay, and I'm just learning the ropes here. Need to keep looking at the camera instead of my screen below you guys. So you're up there, and my screen's over here, and so let's see if are things reversed. I guess yeah, I guess things are one of those weird things about cameras. They have some cameras that switch it and it's reversed. But anyway, good morning, everybody out there. Mr. Dave here, live on Facebook. Not Facebook, Dave. Live on studio. Live on YouTube. I began just trying to learn this technology, hoping this is working. It looks like everything's going. One of the things I've wanted to talk about over the years and have spoken a little bit about it is what has gotten in the way of my success. And there have been a number of things. Seems like all of us have our own little collection of dysfunctions. We either, overwork or underwork, or overly organized or underorganized, not organized at all. And I've kind of gone and done both. But one of the most important ones, sort of like, has been my own mind, has been the one of the biggest stumbling blocks to my success. It's what's going on right up in here. And I've shared a little bit about my biography, my background. The context is I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I've kind of overcome a lot of it, but believe it or not, I got a little bit of the Asperger profile back in high school. And when I was young, I had a hard time socially connecting with people. I couldn't understand the social cues. So I'd say stuff that was sort of not appropriate, or I wouldn't say anything. And I was tall, skinny kid. I got picked on in school, and I hated high school. Absolutely hated high school. Family divorced. I think I was 13, 12, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly. But all of us have our upbringings and our histories that make us who we are. And that's, I guess, a good thing. But we also seem to have, at the launching time of our lives into adulthood, these shackles, these chains dragging behind us like Bob Marley, that are slowing us down, getting in the way, making life hard. And so I spent a lot of time with counselors, going to workshops, reading books, psychiatrists. I'll just be real. In my early 20s, because life was just all crazy and confusing, troubling, hard. Was not a happy kid a lot of the time. When my brothers, my twin brothers, they came into the world when I was 2. My mom and dad said I was just this angel baby till my brother showed up and they stole my parents. So I really, from that moment on, I was not a happy camper. And so a lot of that set the stage for my life. Parents do the best they can. My parents did as well. And no question about it, I wasn't the best brother either to my siblings. I have 4 brothers, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. So a lot of competition for attention and love in the family, which you would expect. But in any case, again, the stumbling blocks to success, a lot of times, it seems to me, has to do with how we handle ourselves in life and the tools with which we use to handle ourselves in life. Sometimes they're functionally if okay, they sort of do something effective when we're little, but then we carry those same patterns of responding into our older age, into our careers, our business, our schooling, our relationships for sure. And that ends up causing a lot of times problems. I'm turning my phone off here and off to make sure it doesn't ring in the middle of me talking about such profound things. So, anyway, oh great, I'm getting some feedback. Says I'm doing okay. You guys can hear me out there pretty good. Oh, so yeah, stumbling blocks to success are really between our ears when we're going into adulthood, and so the key is getting new tools to get us through those times of growth. One of the things I like to say is learn, grow, become. And it is true. You learn new things, and you don't always do it because we're stubborn creatures, but then you can grow if you allow yourself to take in information, apply it to your life, and then we become a new person. So, excuse me. So make sure if you find yourself sort of stuck and you're repeating patterns that aren't helping you, they're ineffective, that you do something. Every day is a new opportunity to do something different. Sometimes we fall in the ditch, and before you know it, that new ditch has become our pattern, our life pattern almost. And we think it's reality and that it will never be different and we can't change. And we say things like that. Oh, I can't change. I've always been this way. Well, you can say that and repeat that over and over again. And you'll, watch the guys who sell their books. Don't do that because that just repeats and strengthens a negative pattern of thinking. So don't do that. Remember, you are made in the image and likeness of God, and you are not an accident, and you have the ability to learn new stuff, apply what you know, what you're learning, and make a change in your life. You control what goes on between your ears. There are honestly biological issues that need addressing, and so you can talk to a doctor about that because there is chemically we're chemical beings. Our brains are all chemical, awash in chemistry and chemicals. And that does dictate a lot about how we think. My dad's a psychiatrist, and he says that there's been great advances made in treating patients with issues and really sort of disabilities, if you will, with medication. And so I'm not against that. It's something to tread softly into and really do research and do some testing. There's also lifestyle issues that can change how we think. There's no question if you're feeding yourself with not the best nutrition, you're not getting exercise, that can just draw you right into a little pit of depression. And that's what I did. I've lived that way for many decades, actually, in my younger years. I'm 63 now. And for years and years and years, I was clinically depressed. And and it's awful. Depression is awful, and it can kill you. And so you really want to not mess around with that. You're made again in the image and likeness of God. You're not meant to be miserable forever. God didn't make you to be miserable. And so keep fighting that battle. Keep pushing back against those thoughts that are pulling you down. It'll never work. It's hopeless. I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm skinny. I don't have any talent. I don't have any abilities. You can just hear that little mouth that's, speaking into your ear, negative garbage. And it's not, I was going to say it's not true. You are more than your body, if you will, your outward expression of who you are. Let's put it that way. So it's really important that you try not to get too wrapped up in that. Now you can overdo that on the upside. You become a bodybuilder, you work out, you do jazzercise, you do marathons, and you get so wrapped up in your excuse me, I'm gonna use my mute button here when I have to clear my throat. You can get so wrapped up in your outward appearance and performance that becomes a sort of a perilous position to be in, because at any moment, and speaking from experience, at any moment you can get cut off at the knees, so to speak, metaphorically, with a health issue. or an accident. You're doing a tour on a bike race or whatever, or just touring around, and then you get clipped by a car and something horrible happens. Your life now changes. It's now taking a new trajectory. So um, we just need to understand life has ups and downs, ins and outs, overs and unders, pluses and minuses. And again, it's sort of the classic phrase, you can take lemons and make lemonade, or you can just taste the bitter flavor in your mouth, and it's a bad thing. Let's make lemonade. So getting back to the point of this little live thing, YouTube, I wanted to talk about the aspects of myself that have gotten in the way of my success. And number one was my foundation. What is who I am built on? And it was built on, out of my history, which I've shared a little bit here. I went ahead and I found that I was creative, and creativity was my one salvation, so to speak, in high school. Struggled with relationships with folks in my peer group in high school to have some kind of social interaction. Found that smoking pot kind of dulled me down, made me a little more, it made me paranoid sometimes, and it also made me sort of into a clique. So instead of being a jock or a geek, I ended up being sort of the creative stoner guy, making ceramics. So I did pottery and ceramics and that, and I got A's in art classes, and I barely got out of high school. I mean, it was horrible. I don't know where you guys are out there, who you are I'm speaking to right now, but man, it was hard in high school. So we got to have a foundation upon which we can put our lives. And I ended up getting really good in creativity, got into photography, and that led to some successes and some sort of fame, you might say, where I got praise and accolades from people I didn't even know. And before you know it, I was putting who I am on this foundation of creativity and artist. And that ends up being tricky, because it's not a solid thing, because at any moment, people can stop liking your artwork or what have you. And these kind of things. Again, that could be also your physique, your performance, even on your job. That's your foundation. Well, that can get disabled, if you will, and it can crumble. So for me, in my latter years, I've discovered that clearly the foundation needs to be God. It needs to not be the praise of fans or friends of my artwork and my creativity, and my great abilities, or women's praise, seeking praise from women to build you up as a man. Not good, very dangerous, because again, if you're handsome and you've got the physique and you're getting attention, love it. That's great. But that again won't last forever. And at any moment, an accident, boom, and your foundation is shaken to the core. So God, you can't shake, because God is the foundation of really everything, and Jesus more specifically. So get yourself on a solid foundation that's outside of your own performance, your own abilities. Stand on that. And then from there, you don't need to get praise from other people. You don't need to get other people to prove who you are as a person, and that's where your value is. No, it's more than that. You're a specific, unique human being made in the image and likeness of God. There's only one of you. You're not an accident. You're not here by accident, no matter what the circumstances of your birth was. And there's a purpose for you here in this time right now. So know that. That's simply a fact. And so I think for me anyway, my job is finding out what my purpose is as defined by God, and trying to hear that, quote, still quiet voice to guide me and direct me into the areas that I need to go day by day. So foundation is key. It sure makes it a lot easier when you're standing on the rock, as the word says. I think it says that. So with that, you end up with a better self-image, because you're not, again, looking to your own abilities, skills, talents to get validation for who you are. So you're standing on that rock, you're moving forward, and you do what you love. God made you with abilities, talents, and creativity. You're designed by the ultimate creator, so you're an artist essentially. Really, everybody is, even though that gets beat down a lot of times. If in life, sometimes people, peers, parents, siblings, you suck, you're not really that talented, you know what you're doing, oh, that looks terrible, and before you know it, you're like, I'm not creative. People say that all the time, and I I sort of say, no, actually you are, because you're made in the image and likeness of God. You're made by the ultimate creator, and you are made in that same vein. So you have massive creative potential inside you. Massive. It's absolutely amazing what's in there. So never forget that. Never forget that. And don't let that little voice in your head say, yeah, you're not creative, suck. You suck. Don't listen to that stuff. It doesn't help you. That 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 self-image that we end up with out of our youth can be good or bad, healthy, not healthy, functional, and more dysfunctional. And we're all a unique collection of those particular traits in varying degrees. And so it's just a matter of continuing to refine who we are and do what's best for us moving forward and others. A happy person creates a happy family, creates a happy community, and creates a happy country, and on it goes. One by one, we make our lives better and those around us as well. The reverse is true too. So we really want to understand. It's been said you have a moral obligation to be happy. Not, and it's happy is one way of putting it. Joy is another way. Joy seems to me a deeper, more foundational place to operate from. So, and I wrote down depression. That was something that, again, I dealt with for years, and it just was an never-ending thread of reality. So it was such a challenge to believe in myself. And so, just like this idea I'm doing right now, talking to you guys on YouTube Live, this is a new technology. I don't know how it works, and I'm sort of stumbling through this process. But you'll learn a little bit each day. But in the past, there'd be a little voice in my head saying, you suck. What are you doing? And you're not that talented and whatever. And so 8 years ago, I began, or 9 years, whatever it was, I began taking pictures and videos of the projects I was building. And then that included sand sculpture, and then into the faux rock world that I'm doing now mostly. And I can just, I remember, little voice saying, what are you doing? I mean, who are you? Why? Who cares what you think? so that's, that little voice is always ever present there to trip you up, and to mess you up, and to screw you up, and to tear you down, push you down, pull you down, and just a nagging little voice. So I don't know. I suppose everybody has it. Maybe you're lucky and you don't have any voice that nags at you and pulls you down, but definitely was my story. So depression, you got to fight it. You got to push back. Don't give up. It's worth it. These voices, you can quiet down. If you need to go to a shrink, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a counselor, do it. There are solutions that are out there that you can avail yourself of, and they will help you be more successful. And being more successful is a beautiful thing, and happiness is good. All of this translates back into the quality of our lives with our family and friends, and our wives and husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends. We are supposed to have a good life and a happy life. God didn't make us. I'm just going to make this creation and then just make it be miserable. No, that's not how it's supposed to go. So don't let those nagging thoughts and comments and words that sort of whisper in your ear that you're not worthy of success or whatever, that are tearing you down. Just turn them down, the volume down a little bit, and turn up the volume on the divine side. God loves you. He wants a plan for you. He has a plan for you, and it's just a matter of getting to where you can hear that voice. And that means be quiet, meditate, pray, open the Bible, get some help from someone to understand it. That, again, gets to our foundation. So that can beat back the depression, and that can make us be more productive citizens, better people, and better people make the world better. So, uh, anyway, I'm just sort of trying this out. It says it's been 20 minutes. That's a long time for people to listen to me ramble. So I hope you're having a good day. Remember to be thankful and forgiving, something I say at the end of my videos. If you're thankful, it's very difficult to have a bad day. If you just continue to just flood yourself, pour out gratitude on your spirit, look at the sunshine or the rain, see the beauty in nature, look at the flowers, find beauty, seek out beautiful things, seek out pleasant things, music. Some of the music you can listen to is it just richly flows into our spirit and feeds our soul. Really important stuff to get dialed in. So, um, gratitude and forgiveness is the second thing I talk about. And forgiveness is something that's key, really, to a happy life. Also, if you hold unforgiveness in you, it's trying to take a poison pill, hoping it'll, harm or kill the person that or people that, did something bad to you. And that includes voting for the wrong person, in elections, and a very, very current pathology, I guess you could call it, or whatever you want to call it right now. So forgiveness, really important, and gratitude. Forgiveness is something that you really kind of need some help from God to get into the pain. Some people have had horrible things happen to them, and we really would just want to really just pray for each other. Prayer works, by the way. It's not just a little myth. It does do stuff and make things happen. And so get forgiveness dialed in. Ask God to help you with that. If you seek Him, you will find Him. It says in the Word, I'm pretty sure, with all your heart. Though you got to do it fervently. Fervent prayer availeth much, I think, is in there too. So get some help with that forgiveness. Keep the gratitude up high, and you're going to have a much better life. And again, you're going to be better to those around you. And we need all the help we can get to do that. So, Mr. Dave here in the morning, talking about things that get in the way of my success and just want to put that out there and seeing how this YouTube live thing works, and have my cup of Joe in the morning. So, all right. God bless you guys. Hope you're having a good day, and let me know what you think. All right. We'll talk to you next time. Mr. Dave checking out in the morning. All right. See you guys later. Have a good one.